One time when my oldest was very young, she walked in on me, you know, getting my nut,
Because I need to, this pussy is not going to eat itself, okay?
I once, if I did keep the evil away.
Wow. The hell? Wow. What, this is. Child. Motherhood sex marijuana in the motherfucking building. Child. This is not the time to start the fuck shit with the fuck shit. Like, Zoom doing new shit and I ain't ready. I clearly ain't ready, but no. Let's angle ourselves right. Angle ourselves right. Motherhood sex marijuana in the motherfucking building. Kai Store in the building. I guess should be soon in the building. And Ruby Doll should be soon in the building. You know what I'm saying? Thank goodness we don't have to start this conversation with a moment of silence. A moment of silence for TikTok. Because for a second there, it was a moment of silence for TikTok, right or wrong. And you know what I'm saying? The last thing I kept saying to myself, I was like, I do not want to see people crashing out over TikTok, but on some real shit, I feel like they right. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They right. Like it shouldn't have been taken away. It shouldn't. What we doing here? You know what I'm saying? What we doing here? But it's back, and we back, and Ruby is in the building. Hopefully, our guest be coming in soon. You feel me? But until then, let's let Ruby in the building. What's good, Queen?
What's up, beautiful? Hello,
Hey,
Queen.
Queen, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited for our party today.
Oh, word. Okay. Well, shit, me too. Absolutely. I feel like right about now, everybody is partying. Okay, so I guess it's telling me she don't have the link. I don't know how, but let me go ahead and send it to her. But in the meantime, yes. In the meantime, yes, it's sort of a party
Who are we talking
because,
to
huh?
today? Who are we talking to today?
We're talking to TK of the Love. Wait, what is it called? Hold on.
Yeah. Okay, she an author as well.
No, she has a podcast, and I invited her. Okay, the hold up. There she go. Hold on.
No worries. Do your
She
thing.
she is texting me and I'm emailing her and it's like, but I sent you the link. I asked you if you had the link. Like, what the hell is going on? But you playing with me and I ain't in the mood. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't in the mood. But yeah, she's the Love Series podcast. Okay, there she
Okay.
goes. And I met her on TikTok because she was talking about her husband and about how they're separating and his love of weed was one of the reasons why they were separating. And you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying. So I immediately asked her to come through, and you know what I'm saying, and let's talk about her story, because she can't, how on TikTok, you tell, you have peace, and you tell peace. I was like, no, come on our podcast and tell the whole story, because that's what we here for, the whole story. Let's go.
We want the whole thing,
We want
baby.
the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And yes. Yes. Our guest is in the building. Yes. And now
Yay!
we can officially start the show. Motherhood, sex, marijuana,
One
in the
is in the building.
building. Yes, look at all that melanin. Yes, that's what's up. I love to see that
Wow.
melanin popping like that. Yes, honey. How you doing
Hey,
tonight?
what's up, Queen?
Hi, how are you guys? I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was going to be traveling during this podcast, so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make this work today. Is there enough lighting in here? Let me see if I can get me. Okay, there we go.
You
Yeah.
good?
A little bit more lighting.
You very good, Queen. Chill.
Thank
Definitely
you.
good. But yes, I was just telling Miss Ruby Doll here that I met you on TikTok. And first of all, when I started this video, the first thing I said was, I'm glad that we don't got to talk about the funeral of TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad the motherfucker is back. You know what I'm saying? Because the way people was crashing out, I myself was upset, but I wasn't crashing out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad it came back in order to, refresh people's lives. But I met this young lady on TikTok. She
Okay.
was she was telling a piece of her story,
Okay.
and you know what I'm saying. And I when I was listening, I was like, yo, I definitely want to hear the rest of the story. And while of course I'm gonna follow her, I'm gonna hit the follow so I can, you know what I'm saying, anytime she drop a video, I'll be able to see it. But at the same time, I'm like, let her come on our podcast and tell us the whole story so we can get to the T and the key.
Oh God, not the whole story.
The whole story, yes, indeed. So, girl, first thing you can do is
I'll give you the cliff notes.
go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us, all about the Love Series podcast.
I'll give you the cliff notes. I'm not going to give you the whole thing. That thing is ridiculous long, girl. Ain't nobody got time for all that. I'll give you the gist. My name is TK. My people who know me call me Keisha, but on my podcast they call me TK, and the T is for Takesha, and the other one is for Keisha. And people can't they birth name or nickname, so I just call myself TK. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the normal social, Snapchat. I started off on Anchor, if you guys know what that is. Anchor turned into Spotify. And then that's where I started at about 3 or 4 years ago. I had a podcast called Tell Me Your Story. And so I would talk to people all over the world about their stories. Now I just talk about love, sex, and relationships. And I love doing that. I quite often find myself the topic of discussion all the time. Damn it.
It's like that over here too, child. Trust and believe. We talk about other people's business. We absolutely, when we invite guests over, we absolutely want them to, divulge and, drop a little bit of tea for us. But we absolutely drop tea about ourselves. Yes, if you watch the episode of 3, you would see we're definitely, in the sharing and caring type of thing over here.
Takesha, I really am fascinated already by you. It's just like an energy thing where you can just tell that someone's been through a lot of shit, and they're not afraid of compartmentalizing and giving it back to where it might help another human on this journey. So I can't wait, because I've been doing a lot of dating lately, and I went from having lots of sex to none to kind of picking it back up. So I do want to get into the sex part for sure. I'm the more, let's say, hornier of the two of us between Kai and I. But to break the ice a little bit between you and I, because I've never had a conversation with you before. What is like one of the biggest misconceptions about you that you've found recently?
That is a really good question. Um, One of the biggest misconceptions about me is people always find me to be the loudest person in the room, but I really like to be by myself and have that quiet time because I'm a through and through Gemini, and we can't stand people half the time, but people always gravitate to us. But we really just want to like get the fuck out of my face type of moment. So that I think people, a lot of my friends are like, "Oh, girl, she can't stand a she need a man." No, not necessarily. I really do enjoy the time of just being all by myself. So that is the biggest misconception. People think that I need to have somebody around me.
And I'm glad you said that, because real talk, I think that's like a general, thought, when it comes to men, and, when it comes to men thinking about, how women, roam the street. They just think that, if they, they roam the streets because they, they need a man. Like, some of these chicks are roaming the street and they know what they doing. They got their own paper. They, they take care of themselves, and they just like, yo, we like the street dudes. And I might run through a couple of them. That's my business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a whore. Just like how you have 3 and 4 girlfriends plus the wife. You not a hoe, right? Okay, so live your life.
Not the wife too.
You know what I'm saying? Live
Not
your
the wife
life.
too.
You know what I'm saying? Live your life and let me live mine. So especially, as a single woman, roaming these streets, I could picture, what I'm saying, when you do date a man, he might come at you some type of way, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like I said, I definitely wanted to, discuss. Of course, like you said, we're not here for the whole story, but I definitely wanted to.
Oh, no. I'm okay with giving the story. I was being facetious.
Oh,
I do want to cut it. I do want to cut in there really quick. I don't want to disrupt or piss off my alpha men. Please, when I say this to you, please don't take this that way. I sure do love me a manly man. One of those get your ass in here and fuck me good type stuff.
Yeah.
Is that okay to say? Okay.
yeah.
So let
Very
me
much so.
let me say something to the women out there. When I say that I enjoy my alone time, I mean just that. And I've said this several times on my podcast, the best damn orgasm you will give yourself is the best damn orgasm you will have is the one you give yourself, because you know yourself, you know how to hit them spots, you know where they're at, and you don't have to fidget around.
Facts. Thank you so much. You know what? I too, okay, so backing it up a little bit, I have to do a lot in my life. So I'm navigating through these like parenting while single and all this shit. I had dreams, they come thrashing down. And it's been very humbling, to where I feel like I can sum up people pretty well, but my track record does suck a bit. So I'm like, okay, the track record sucking though is not going to go in vain, because I feel like now it's about 7 minutes whether I can stomach someone. I can know that for sure within that time. And then I think I need about 4 days to know whether someone's going to be in or out, even in the dating pool. What has been the breakdown for you? Have you do you have it down to a science, or am I delusional as to what you're going to allow yourself in certain situations?
As a loveologist, I will tell you, and I am not a certified loveologist, but I've been through a lot of stuff, so I'm going to claim those streets, okay? As a loveologist, or someone who's an advocate for love and marriage, you have it down to the science. The science is just that. When you're in a woman's space, a woman, once you're in a woman's space within that. I think it's like, it is 7 minutes, either 7 or 6 minutes. She can know whether you're going to fuck her. And within a week, she will know that you are her person.
Thank you so much. And this, I swear to you, I didn't do any research. This is all.
No, look it up. Go chat GPT it. It's like 6 or 7 minutes.
Fascinating. And I'm just finding that from my own personal experience, because anyway, I'm going to write some stand up on my Tinder. My Tinder experiences here in Portland as a queer Samoan freak. That's the name of the blog. Takesha, do you have children, or do you even like children?
Yeah, you can call me Keisha, but okay. Yes, I love kids. If I get married thing, I'll wait to tell that story, so I'll back that up. But anyway, I have one daughter. Her name is Jasmine. She's 23 years old. Yeah, and she'll be 24 in a few months. Woof, that went real fast. And that's my only kid. I've had several miscarriages. But if I could have all of my babies, I would definitely have all my kids right now.
Beautiful. That's what's up. Do you want to have more?
If God would allow me to have more babies, I definitely will take up that challenge. People don't believe me, but I am 50 years old, and I just...
Girl, see, that's hello. I say black don't crack. I say black don't crack, honey. Yes, indeed.
You know, that's why white people hate you all. That's why.
Yeah.
And then for you to be at 50 and actually saying that you are willing to have more babies, girl, you better than most. Because when I stop the train, I stop the train. I literally say, yeah, this is your last stop, motherfucker. We not.
Yeah, well, the doctor told me that I can have a baby in my womb. He said he would have to check out my ovaries, but he said that if I really, really wanted to have a baby in my uterus, that I could still do that because I still have all my working parts, but it would have to be someone else's embryo. So he would have to take an embryo, place it in my womb from whoever the person, that I'm with, and fertilize it. And then I could have a baby naturally, just like, any other woman.
Okay. How much of that is trying to get a check though out of people? Because I feel like back in, not even that far along, but in my great grandmother's day, she was still having babies well past her 50s, close to it.
That's what's up.
I'm sorry.
And that's the reason why I was like, you're full of shit, because I know if God wants it to happen, it'll happen. If I have the opportunity to get someone else's embryo and then all that great stuff, that's great too. But I'm a natural girl, so I like it natural.
That's right. That's right.
I'm never going to take out my uterus. I'm never going to remove my ovaries. I'm not going to remove it. Listen, when God said that this train is over, it's over.
That's right. Also, TK, what's a gem that you'd give to someone who doesn't have body confidence, but is trying to, I guess, just be more confident within self?
What is the song that, I don't know why I'm having a brain fart about her. Why men gotta be great to something about it be great?
Lizzie.
Oh my God, what is that song? Lizzie. Okay, yes.
Lizzo. Sorry, Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Okay. Or I forget the cadence, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I haven't sung it in a while, at least since 2020. That was my theme song. But when I think about body imaging, I think about Lizzo, because that girl didn't give a fuck about nobody. She didn't care about what you thought. She didn't care about what, and when she came out on the stage, she commanded the stage. So my gem for my big girls, my insecure girls, my girls that don't know how to put on makeup, get your ass up on TikTok and watch those heifers put that makeup on. Be confident in your clothes. If you don't like your image, go work out. If you like the way you are, wear something that complements that shape. Because some of these big girls out here make me feel self insecure. I'll be like, damn girl, you is really rocking that. You is rocking.
Yeah.
Rocking that. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, just be confident in your own skin and know that God didn't make no mistakes. You understand?
That's
God
right.
didn't make no mistakes over here.
Absolutely beautiful, Queen. I love that. And that's why these spaces to me are so important. This right here is like my church, aside from my church that I go to, because it's just, I feel so uplifted by the human spirit plus the feminine goddess within us. And I think that it's just that will never get played out, you know, loving yourself. And welcome back, Queen Kai. Did you have a question for her? Because I could keep going.
Oh no, you definitely no, you can definitely keep going. I appreciate that at least the internet be working on your end and it don't be trying to play with me over. It be really I like, first of all, honestly, Keisha, yo, if you watch any one of our episodes, what I call is Miss Technical Difficulties, and that bitch says
you
no.
do look a lot clearer right now.
No. She's like, no, excuse me, wait a minute. You trying to have a show without me? No. I guess to be featured in every one of your podcasts, every one of them. I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. But definitely, you know what I mean? I wanted to, like, of course, like I said, I want to hear, mostly about, especially because I know you're, based on, TikTok posts, you're dating and whatnot. But what was your situation with your husband that, that I could say, you know what I mean? Because that one video that I saw, it definitely involved marijuana use and, and that'll, and also in asking that
everything
you can also, talk about,
right? I imagine.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said anything in moderation.
She said everything in moderation.
What's going on? I'm just gonna listen because
Yeah,
I'm confused. I thought she was single. Now I'm hearing married.
No, I mean, I'm assuming that they're divorced by now, and because I based on that one video that I saw, I remember her mentioning that they're separated, so it could be a divorce, it could be we're separated, and I'm out here doing my thing, get the fuck out of my face, you know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely want to hear a little bit of details of that based on the fact that it did involve marijuana, and I want to hear that basically will clarify your take on weed in the first place.
So here's the skinny. My husband is 32. He's about to be 33 in a few weeks. We are still married, but we are separated. I have not talked to my husband in a loving way in about 2 months. I haven't heard his voice in about 2.5 months. Do I miss him? Yeah, I miss him a lot. We had our separation was not supposed to go this way. It was supposed to go in a way where he came back to Texas, and then we were supposed to let each other breathe and regroup and grow and learn and have a chance to miss each other and all that stuff. It turned into, I hate you, the relationship sucked. It was a lot of push and pull on both of our sides. There was a lot of anger issues between the two of us. I came to Texas to try to repair the relationship. I literally got the door slammed in my face. It was terrible. The episode that you saw, and by the way, the base of our relationship has to do with a lot of, how can I say this, verbal abuse. There was some physical abuse in there. There was a lot of emotional abuse.
Oh, wow.
It was, I think that everything that could have happened in our relationship between a couple that was not good happened in ours. And the basis of our relationship stemmed off of the fact that my husband wasn't able to provide for me like I was able to provide for us. And even sometimes I'd fall short on that because things were just rising in prices all over the place, food, the economy, gas, electricity, everything, anything that you could think of that to live off of. And he was, when I married him, and when I got into the relationship back in Wisconsin all them years ago, I didn't know he was an illegal immigrant. But I fell in love with him, and I just decided to just go ahead and go with this because, yeah. And I didn't know what I was signing up for when we got in this marriage. And I didn't understand the full capacity of all the baggage that my husband have. If you ever go back out on TikTok on a love series, you could see, you can hear. And let me tell you, I was honest. I was honest with my point of view, and I was honest with the point of view that, like, if I felt like I did something wrong in the relationship, I definitely did not shield myself. I was like, hey, I fucked up. You know what I mean? And I told him that, or I told you guys that. And the baggage that my husband had from growing up in Mexico, with his mom putting him out on the streets at 11, and him jumping from one family to another, and people trying to take care of him, and his mom not taking care of him. And all that this man wanted at the end of the day is his mother's love. As a Mexican, Hispanic, machismo Mexican, that's all you want. You love your mother. You die for your mother. You feel what I'm saying? And he uh told me about many stories about his mom, where his mom took advantage of him as her son, where she says, you know what, he said, Keisha, you know, and I'm not going to share all the intimate conversations, but he said in one of our conversations, like, my mom, you know, I was supposed to be a doctor in Mexico, and he has a best friend in Mexico who was also who did, in fact, was a doctor. And he told me that he saved up money when he was in Mexico to go to school, and she spent it.
Wow.
And he always runs back to this woman as his safety net. And I wish I had an opportunity to actually sit down and have a conversation. I almost came very close to Texas to visit his brother. I saw his brother, saw his sister and his cousins. I never got a chance to see his mom. And I don't know if I would have wanted to in that space, because I was angry with her, because I saw a lot of the emotional downfall, because most Mexican women, most Mexican men that I have dated in my life, and please stop me if I'm on a run-on train here.
Oh, no, not at all.
But
go ahead. We're gonna hear this.
You're good.
Most Mexican men that I have dated in my life, they love their mothers, and the way they love their mothers is the way they love their women. And I always saw that disconnect with Alex, where he, in our relationship, he only had eyes for me. I could tell you that very much. He literally only had eyes for me. But he didn't treat me like I was the salt of the earth. He didn't treat me like his wife that I see Mexican men. Now, let me tell you something. This man can cook up a meal like nobody's business. He open and closes the door for me. Okay, he will fuck a motherfucker up if they touch me. Now that I will give him.
Word.
And I miss my husband. I do. That man I believe that he could build me a house, because he was building stuff around that house. I said, oh my God, you fixed it. Oh my God, it's done. Like he never had a honey-do list. He always would check those boxes. Okay. So in my despair of not getting what I needed what I felt as a wife, he made up in other areas. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so I miss him. If I could talk to him right now, I would tell him that I was sorry for not putting him first. My downfall in my relationship was putting my friends first. That was the downfall. That was the downfall. And I see it. I see it. I see what happened. I know what happened. And he would tell me, and then, sometimes he would walk up on me and my friends, you know how you talk to your girls and you having that conversation, oh man, he a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes he would walk up on those conversations a little bit too much, and I just didn't even care that he was listening. That was disrespectful.
Wow.
That was disrespectful. The weed part of the conversation, which you heard, he used weed as a coping mechanism to deal with the mental instabilities that he was having. So weed was a way for him to deal with life, deal with marriage, deal with not having a job, deal with having to deal with a baby mama who's very demanding and 2 children who he can't really provide for, deal with not being able to provide for me as a husband. He used weed as how can I say this? He used weed as a crutch.
As a crutch, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. TK, I just wanted to say thank you for that vulnerability, because you did share quite a bit that I think is just so it just reminded me of so much within my own relationships and things that I had to realize about myself. But here's the thing as well. Excuse me. I feel like I was also like making a lot of excuses for people, and I not like I don't want to use the word excuses, but I was kind of like, well, it stemmed from this, and I could literally stem it from like his mom, or be quiet guys, his mom or his grandmother or whatever. So I was just like, but at the end of the day I was like, there are things that I need too, like just as much as you need that, I need this.
Right.
So I think that in this whole experience, I'm sorry. In this whole experience, I'm sorry, hold on one second.
Oh, no problem, bro. It's all good. But you know what? I feel like
she's about to smack a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Because her kids are under 10, so they be playing with her. I be telling her beat that ass, but you know what I'm saying, because you don't hardly hear mine. But anyway, we not criticizing or nothing like that. It was like she does it the white people way. I be telling her about that bullshit. But you know what I'm saying. But no, I feel like
sometimes I do. I just can't get it on camera.
Yeah. I feel like you know what I'm saying? Ruby, to Ruby's point, she is, you know what I mean? It's like, it's about taking accountability. You know what I mean? It's like you at the same, on our podcast, taking accountability, how, where you went wrong in the relationship. But at the same time, you also are talking about, where he was going wrong in the relationship. You know what I mean? So even if, you was not listening to your friends, or being taking bad advice from people that probably they ain't really mean your best, the best for you, because not for nothing. We see that shit on a regular basis, where it's regular people or superstars, where what I'm saying, you thinking somebody is your friend, and they telling you, you talking to them about your life, but they not really looking to give you good advice. They literally just looking to give you advice to see your downfall. You know what I'm saying? Or to see the downfall, or the relationship you in. So, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, you got caught up in that. But at the same time, I hear you also expressing that this man was, dealing with a lot of crutches. You know what I mean? And at the same time, and like you said, you didn't realize that he was, illegal. That's another thing. It's like, what I'm saying. So he, you at the same time, you got to think to the back of your head. You don't know what other secrets he hiding. You know what I'm saying? He could be hiding more secrets, and so therefore you wasn't ready to put up with that. But at the same time, the person you fell in love with, the whatever he represented to make you fall in love, you still connected to that. So that's why you mentioned missing him and things of that nature. But at the same time, obviously there was a last straw moment where he went his way and you went yours. Is there any way for a reconnection? I mean, I know you said that you haven't spoke, you haven't spoke to him, and you kind of wish you could, but is there a way to maybe reconnect at a later time, when he makes the necessary steps to be better about himself and about his life?
Uh, I don't know. I really don't know, because the last thing, I tried to reach out to him in December because I wanted to give him some Christmas money, helping, still trying to be a wife. And the last thing that I heard is, Cece, we don't need to talk about anything. The only thing that we need to talk about is a divorce. And then that was it.
Damn, cold as ice, huh? Okay. Well, I mean, I feel, and based on the way you described, you definitely, I feel like it definitely hurt you, because you actually thought about him around Christmas, and he was just cutthroat. Like, nah, there's nothing to go
I
back
do
to.
want
I feel him.
I do want to point this out, only because I don't want people to think that this is the type of man that I married, because it's not.
Mm,
When Alex left, when he left on the plane, he said,
mm,
Keisha, I'm leaving the situation, not the relationship. I still want to be with
okay.
you, but I feel like I need to go over here and make some money so that I can stop being a burden. Because
Mm,
it was him not having a job was putting a lot of weight on me. But then
I
there
can
was
imagine.
times we weren't doing what we needed to do with the money, or we had too many interferences where we were using the money the wrong way.
Hmm.
We built two companies while we were together, because I built him a company so that he would have a job.
That
And
quote, that's nice. Okay.
and I built him a company which is still going to this day. Um, and I built other companies. He doesn't know it yet. Um, I'm actually in South Carolina right now. I live in Texas. Well, I'm still in Phoenix, but I'm moving to Texas. But I'm in South Carolina completing a project right now. That's why I'm in the car. I'm traveling.
Right.
But reconciliation, I would love to reconcile with my husband. But I think that he's under his mother's tit. And so that's about, I know I said that, God forgive me for saying it that way. But listen, I'm just repeating what I've been hearing from his family from Mexico. They said his mom is toxic.
Well, here's the thing. I'm
And
so glad that you said that, TK, because this is something that I've had to, alluding to what happened earlier, my son, and he is a handful, and it's not like I can't handle it, but I do allow for people in my family to lay the boom on him, particularly the males in my family, if they gotta beat him up a little bit or do whatever that to get it across, because I honestly, like, I've tried being like, and then I do spank him. Don't get me wrong, I do. But that's the thing. It's like what I don't want to do is coddle this young boy that I'm raising, right? As we're talking about motherhood, sex, marijuana. And I don't want it to debilitate him in the future because I know that this is a cold world. And so, with that said, I've dated a lot of men that were coddled completely, and either they were coddled completely or they were neglected. And either way, it was my job. But in the thing is like I don't have any problems nurturing someone, giving them love, being their safe space, and you can even cry on my shoulder when no one's looking if that's what you got to do. However, I'm very clear about my boundaries now. It's not about your money. It's not about what I think society's husband or partner should do for whatever. It's like, how are my needs being met? And regardless of whatever was going on between the two of you, only the two of you are going to know how you weren't meeting each other's needs. It's not really any of our business. But I think the lesson to be learned here is not only being accountable, but you can ask like clarifying questions while you're in the courting process with people. Even if you're just dating, you should have a list of questions when it comes to finances, when it comes to aspirations, when it comes to sex, children. I thought I was falling in love with this dude until I found learned of his views on children. And it's like that's wonderful that I know that. That's, that way you're not wasting so much time. And I could very well see it play out. I could see the whole movie where I was falling in love with this dude. We were moving in and having sex every day. And that was but it's like, no, I have 3 children. I have 3 children. I have a very stable, I would say a very strong and prominent Samoan family that has my back, and it's hard for me because I grew up a little spoiled, if I'm honest. But then life kicks your butt, and then you realize like your mommy can't save you in every situation. So that's what we've got going on now. But I know exactly how it feels to want to go running under someone else's titty and being very safe there and being like, okay, well, the world can wait. And then it's like, do you want somebody like that? No offense, nothing to your husband, but just to general. It's like, as much as I'm down for you, I need you to be down for me too, boo.
Word. I need you to actually stand up in these streets as adults stand up in these streets. We stand for each other and one hand wash the other, both hand wash the face. What we doing? What are we doing? And like I said,
All
it's
love.
taking it's all love, and and part of love is taking accountability. You clearly, Keisha, you clearly have had, you know what I'm saying, had, the boundaries set. You let, you know what I'm saying, you made sure and let them know, like, look, this is what I can tolerate, and this is what I can't. Now, yes, you might have been listening to your peoples, and like I said, your peoples might have had good intentions for you, but at the same time, you got to say to yourself, if you missed him like that, then that means that You know what I'm saying? That there was real love there, and he, and you know, and then the fact that he said that, you know, I'm not out of the relationship. I just don't want to talk right now. I feel like, you know, that's him just saying, I'm going to take a chance to better myself for my woman. And now, and yes, the mama could be, you know, pressing her titty down all on top of his head to maybe change his mind. But as a grown ass man, I know I'm pretty sure he's going to stand up and say, nah, I'm living my life for me. I'm not living my life for you, mommy. I'm living my life for me. So at the end of the day, it's what I want. And if I want to better myself for that woman, I'm going to better myself for that woman.
Or
You know
for
what I mean?
himself, so that that woman can enjoy that part as
There
well
you
too.
go. There you
Yeah.
go. The
I
better
think
way to say it. Absolutely.
I think there's a couple of things that are working against me.
Mm.
One, my color. Okay, these are real Mexican mom.
I hear you,
Two,
but at the
two.
same time, let's be real. He obviously likes chocolate, and you know what I'm saying.
Oh, that's for sure.
He has a taste for chocolate, so you
That's for
can't.
sure.
And see, one thing I really don't
Morena.
like. Exactly. And see, one thing I never liked is when, because I'm a Hispanic myself, I'm from Panama. And as black as you see I am, I refuse to allow another Hispanic, no matter what fucking country you come from, to act like you not black. You are black, sir, ma'am, granny, grandpa, all of you black as
All
a
of us
motherfucker.
are.
We all filed under the word black. I don't know who you think you talking to when you try to say, "Oh no, I'm Puerto Rican. Oh no, I'm Dominican." No, motherfucker, you black. Okay, don't play yourself. So when and especially Mexicans, and I feel like, you know, I encountered that when living in Seattle, because you know, a sidebar, that's how me and Ruby met. Me and her used to live in Seattle, and I myself, plus my oldest daughter Africa, we would definitely encounter Mexicans, you know, that lived out there, and automatically looked at as skin color. And then if any words of Spanish came out of our mouth, it's like, how do you know Spanish? Child, what you think? Mexico owns Spanish? Mexico don't own Spanish, player. Never mind the Spanish we talking ain't even the right Spanish. The people in Spain and them people, they speak the correct Spanish. All of us is speaking fucking dialects of the fucking original language. Let's keep it fucking G. So stop playing yourself. Never mind, Spanish is a language that's taught in school. Any intelligent motherfucker can learn that language real quick. Stop playing yourself. So even with you know, facing any level of prejudice from his mom or nothing, if he about you, he about you. I feel that's how you know what I mean. I feel like if he about you, he about you. And then if he ain't about you, you know, and say and you know, in the space of moving on, and you know, finding, you know, the person that more fits you, then, you know, it's all about, you know, however you want to do it. And really, as long as it's benefiting you, as long as it's bringing you peace and love and all that you need, whether it's him or somebody else, you know what I mean? But
I'm gonna have to share something too, and I'm gonna keep it all the way real.
mm,
My mom finding out that I was having a baby with a black man was definitely an issue. It's different when, let's say, you're in Panama, right? And like, I'm just, correct me if I'm wrong. We can poke holes in this. I'm not saying it's right, because in a perfect world, Kai's theory is amazing. You know, it's perfect. But it's like, for instance, there is an issue, and that's why I'm so dead pressed on finding myself in black spaces, because I really look at you all like you're royalty. My ancestors don't. My dad, you know what I mean? My mom did, and when things didn't work out with said person, she was quite relieved, to be honest with you. Her first thing was, "Oh, you need a Samoan. You need a Samoan man." because she doesn't get it. And when somebody is in a position where they're not blessed with the melanin, like my sister Kai, yeah, they do look down and they're very mistaken. But it could be one of the things against you, and it's his own. He needs to grab himself from the balls if that's the case, because that's just wrong.
Like, exactly. Like the name of the game, he was with you. He married you. You know what I'm saying? So that alone says, bruh, it ain't about it ain't about getting another Mexican chick. Like it's all gonna fix my shit. If I want to be with that Black woman,
That's
I'm gonna go
the
ahead and be with
stupidest
that
thing.
Black woman.
That's the
You know?
stupidest thing. Thinking that somebody within your who's possibly related to you down the line in a very real way.
Oh, man.
Me.
Well, I don't want to go there, but possibly related to you. But still, I'm just saying though, it's like, come on now. Like the name of the game is as a grown person managing your life and managing your relationships. You connect with who you connect with. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, the last thing you could come out and say as a parent and say is, yes, it's all gonna be fixed with my own with me dating or marrying someone that's the same race as me. Like, no, they got to be somebody that I actually fuck with. That's somebody that fucks with me and treats me like how I want to be treated, and is not trying to step out on the relationship, that is trying to, you know, grow with me, you know, maybe do business with me. Either way, whatever, we trying to see each other shine. And if you as my parent don't understand that, then clearly we don't understand each other. We don't understand each other if you're not feeling that this is what I need. I mean, it's so, because I mean, maybe you're not understanding because maybe that's not what you did. You did, you know, you did what you did. Okay, fine, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not following that path. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and what I want to do is be with somebody that matches me. You know what I'm saying? And so what the hell? And the fact is, if a Mexican man holler at me, I'm going to holler back if that's what I like.
Arriba. TK, what was the second thing? You said the color was the first thing. What was the second?
Age.
Okay. Did she say age? Did you say age? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Let me like. That's why.
Oh, was he younger?
Yeah, he's 30. She said he's 32, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's turning 33 in a few weeks.
Okay.
Oh, well, so
see, okay. Do you usually prefer younger men, or is he like an anomaly?
He is the youngest man that I have ever decided that I wanted to have a serious relationship with. My first marriage was to a white guy. I was with him for 22 years, and that's how Jasmine came about. And he was 5 years younger than me, but Alex is 18 years younger than me.
Right.
And
so,
it's not that I want, before we move on, I want everybody to understand, because I know they were like, oh, that's not gonna never work. Let me tell you something. Yes, it can. And it can work because you're both on the same frequency. A 50-year-old and a 30-year-old is on the same frequency. They love sex. They want to get that money. They're in that space in their life where they're about it. Okay. They're not too old and they're not too young. They're right in the middle. I'll give you a person who I know went to her grave with someone she was 15 years younger. Her name is Tina Turner. The man that she was married to for almost 30 years was 15 years younger than her.
Man,
gotcha. And I think I
Man,
think the
man,
reason
listen,
why
age ain't nothing but a number, and you're right. The fact is, if or if the fact is everything happened for a reason. I always say that everything happened for a reason, and you and him connected because you and him needed to connect. You know what I mean? That's how, you know what I mean, you got married and you got to this point. You know what I mean? So it's good that, you know, that happened, and then at the same time, yes, you basically had the same objective, because 50-year-olds ain't, hello, 50-year-olds ain't no old people. Hello, we not old people, especially now how,
no,
you
no,
know, all the things that you can do to, you know what I'm saying, preserve yourself and make sure that you know, you look good in these streets, and you extending your life so you can have 30, 40, 50 more years up in this pace. Stop playing. So, and so 30 and 50 ain't no big deal. And but at the same time, I could also see why his mama might use that as an excuse to get at you too, because you know what I'm saying, just to, you know, put you down in front of him, like you are, this is another reason why you shouldn't be talking to this woman, because she's older than you. Like, people need to chill out, especially when we in a day and age when such a thing as a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy exists. Not saying you was doing that, but at the same time, those relationships definitely exist. And I remember, even as a youngin' back in the day, being 13, 14, 15, and grown men walking up to me and trying to holler like it didn't even matter. So for people to even have judgment over that is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm
also, I
saying?
think a good thing to notice here, or to point out, is when your adult children are in relationships, it's none of your damn business. Like, people need to
Word,
leave motherfuckers alone. I'm so tired of it. Now,
word.
I'm not saying that you can't go to your mom's house and someone's trying to beat you up or whatever. I'm talking
Yeah,
about, like, parents meddling in like, taking it upon themselves to meddle into their children's relationship is just weird.
weird as fuck.
And
Weird
in
as
a
fuck.
state, in a matrix of a society where, I'm not saying nothing about nobody, this has happened in my own family, where parents are shacking up even with their own kids. Okay, you really
Mhm.
want to talk about some deep shit? There's some weird shit going on. So when people do
Exactly.
weird,
What do you mean by shacking up with their own kids?
I mean, on some
people are having
incest shit.
relationships with their own children that are
Uh, uh,
either teenage age or older than that,
on some
unfortunately.
incest shit.
I really
Yes.
do believe I saw something last night. I will send it to both of you on TikTok if you're my friend on TikTok. I saw
Hmm.
something last night that resonated with me so bad, it scared me. It said that it was talking about a toxic narcissistic mother. A toxic narcissistic mother has a favorite child. She'll put all the other children down, but she'll glorify that one child that she loves.
Mm.
She'll with her son children, the children that are her boys, or the son that she likes the most, she will
Right.
make that son the man of the house, and will make him responsible. And I just noticed that when Alex got here to Texas, when I was in Texas at that moment, he said,
Mhm.
"Keisha, you have no idea how much responsibility I have on him." Why do you have responsibility? You should be trying to rebuild your life, not hers.
Right.
Okay. So
Exactly.
she's like, all of a sudden, Alex had all this weight on his shoulder. And I think that she made him, "Oh, you don't have time for a wife." Because all of a sudden he was saying, "I don't need a wife."
Yes. Yes,
But
Hey,
the
why not?
fuckery. The,
not,
the
and
the
nothing
mama
that
is
goes on,
clearly the fuckery.
nothing will
Clearly
surprise
that's
me.
But
what
why
I
not?
hear. The evidence shows that the mama is clearly about fuckery. And yes, like you said, the manipulation is real and ridiculous. And for you as a grown
And
person
telling.
to allow your parents to do that to your life is beyond ridiculous. Like, ain't no motherfucking way. And so yes, That's crazy in itself, honey. But
yeah, I used to tell him, I used to beg him. I was like, Alex, please let me help you as your wife. This is our connection that we need to keep continuing to have with each other while we're separated in this
word.
space, trying to rebuild and grow. Um, he's like, no, I could do it. And at the end of the day, he literally said, I don't need your love and I don't want your money.
Yo.
And I don't know. That just that
that's
literally
heartbreaking.
that literally just broke my entire spirit, because you're talking about somebody when we would get high together, we would, go and smoke
Mm,
together, we would hang out, we would laugh until our bellies hurt because we were so high we didn't even know what the hell was happening. We did
mhm.
shrooms together. We took road trips. We shared beautiful moments, nights under the, under the sky.
Wow. How long were y'all married?
Well, we were together for 3 years, so we've been married for
Mm,
2. We just had our
okay.
second anniversary last year, October 9th. We were married in one of Elvis's pink Cadillacs, in Vegas.
Oh. Oh wow. I
So
see that.
beautiful.
I feel it. I feel it.
At
And
least you know now. Like it's not
yes,
as much as it sucks. And I
it
don't even
definitely
know
sucks.
because I've been, divorced a couple of times. I know what I definitely don't want. I've been through a lot of excruciating pain. We all have. But one
Mhm.
thing is certain, it's like at the end of the day, we have ourselves, yo. We might be social creatures, but we come into this bitch naked and we gonna leave this bitch naked. So I'm
Right.
not worried about these humans to a degree, dude. I can't
Word.
stand my ex, but I still think about him from time to time. Why? Because that's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's just,
And you
I'm
have
going to
children with
be thinking
and you
from,
have children with that man,
right?
so it's like it's
It's almost
definitely not
impossible.
something that you can.
Kai Storm in the building. Motherhood Sex Marijuana. Rolling Papers in the building. Motherhood Sex Marijuana. Merch in the building. If you're here, we thank you and we most certainly appreciate you. But we want you to spread the word, tell a friend, subscribe, make sure and get yourself some rolling papers. And of course, if you want to sponsor an episode, if you want to be on an episode, if you have products you want to show us that we want to show the people, come through. You feel me? Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana, Rolling Papers, merch, YouTube, subscribe, fight all the algorithms and let us get in. Yeah?
Just wipe away. So definitely that is still there. You know what I mean? But but taking this experience and turning it into a lesson is definitely the road we got to move forward to,
It's
because
gonna be a
yeah.
journey, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Especially when you
definitely a
develop.
journey. It's definitely a hard journey, because I definitely hear it in your voice that you absolutely love this man. You know what I mean? But at the
I
same
know.
time, you also got to remember that the words he said. You got to definitely, it's like, what I mean? I keep the same energy. Like, you giving me energy to step over, step off, step away. I'm going to step off and step away. I'm not about to chase you. Like, who you think? I am not about to chase. The only thing I chase is my drinks. I said the only thing I chase is the drinks, player. I know.
And these
So
kids
so
running
so
this
you
park
figure out
sometimes.
your life, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna figure out mine. And
But
by the time you figure it out, if we are meant to connect paths again, then paths will be connected. But if not, then play on, player. I hope your life is good. I'm not even mad at you. I hope your life is good from here on in. You know what I mean?
and that's
Blessings
real
and
love.
blessings and move on, player.
That
Blessings
is
and
real
move on.
love. And also I think I told Kai this on like another live where I almost feel like sending my ex like a fruit basket and a thank you card, like just on some like, thank you for being so horrid. that now it's like it's a breeze. Like who's gonna come within a certain radius until like my shit's just sniffing, my spidey senses are just sniffing off right now because there's just been so much turmoil. And that's where it's not in vain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But all right, so let's talk about you know what I mean, your podcast. What's our what are the subjects? What you know, where do we do it at? And you know what I mean, like what we trying to do going forward in 2025 with our podcast.
Okay, I want you guys to talk for just a little bit longer because I wanted to share some photos right quick, and I'm sending them to your phone. Is your phone close by?
Yeah, I'm actually on my phone right now because I noticed that I'm doing this podcast on my phone. Literally has been giving me the ability to to not actually, you know, for a technical difficulty chick to not show up. Word. But why? What's up? You sent me some pictures.
Yeah, I wanted you. I don't.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna have to share them with her.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I don't know if I could share. Let me see. Let me put them on my phone. Let me see how that works, and then work it out from there. Let's see. But yes, a very handsome man. I could say that definitely. You know what I mean? Let's see. Where's share screen at? Is there share? Oh, share screen.
Well, I'm a baddie too, so I don't know about all of him.
Oh, I want to share your screen.
You were the fortunate one. I don't care what this dude looked like.
Shit, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait. Wait. Let's see. Oh, wait.
But the 30-year-olds, they always come for me. And every now and then I'll stop and say, you know, what are you here for? What you shopping for?
Right.
And, you know, just to see what's going on. But some of my friends used to say, and then even people that don't know me but know the situation, they were like, you know, he just was there to get a green card. No, he wasn't. Because if he was there to just get a green card, he would still be with me right now because he has not accomplished it yet.
Exactly. I was going to ask you if that was the case because that would be an indicator as other things.
No, that's not gonna work.
I make a lot of, believe me, I've almost fell victim to an actual situation like that. So I do know the difference as well. I'm glad that you're still glowing and you're still, I think there's so much power in authenticity. I think now that we're finding, especially today, that's going to take us a lot farther. And I think just one thing I pride myself in is just like I've just always been this motherfucker from day one. And I think I'm getting closer to finding people that more like speak my language. There's a couple of people in New York that I would love to have some more permanent time with, but I'm taking my time. I'm finding also dating in Portland is very I'm let's just say that my experience is more comical than it is endearing right now. What is so like the other day, right? I'm like I have a Tinder account. So I'm just looking through it because I kind of like broadened the age range. And I'm finding that most people that are hollering at me are like in their 20s. And I hate that because I'm just like, you know, and I'm like, but I'm finding that I'm like, it's more like a fetish for them. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything that's really turned you off? Like someone trying to like get at you and you were interested and then they said something and it just
Oh man. Okay, so I'm uncovering I'm opening up Pandora's box right now. So I was in Wisconsin on a project, and there was this guy that was at this construction site, and he was 24, and I was just like, oh my God, I don't think so. And he was delicious. Okay. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go for it. That guy fucked me and ate me out better than any man in my entire fucking life. I was literally looking for his ass with the flashlight on in the daytime. It was that good. It was literally that good.
See, you know what? I'm gonna have to give these little young bucks
24.
It's gross for me because I have children that are that age, but at the same time, it's like, well, they ain't my children, and they're way. If you can buy alcohol,
The hell?
you can do something to Big Mama, okay? So you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm not gonna,
I mean, at the same time, you gotta watch yourself because, like you said, you don't want to deal with at least I wouldn't want to deal with somebody that's on some, I'm just a little fetish in the back of your mind and
I don't like dumb
whatnot.
people.
No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like let's have a relationship where we both keeping it real. Like I'm gonna call you at least 3 times a week, and whatever you're doing, you just gotta figure it out. What? You just gotta make it work. Like I said, like you gotta make it work. Like whatever you doing, you gotta figure it
I
out.
know what I like. I think I crave somebody that's been through some shit. That's why I tend to go older than me. And plus, like I am a demisexual, sapiosexual. So it's like I feel
that
like
makes sense.
That's why I think it's not just because they're hella young or I'm belittling them or being an ageist, because that's kind of what I'm doing. But in addition, it's like you gotta if you can have this, you can have everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think I'm just gonna stick to but from time to time, for the purposes of like biome and like helping me stay young, I'm gonna feast on some young bucks, for like a vampire. Just like what
So
my friend told me he does from time to time.
what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini, baby. We one
I
and the same.
fucking knew it. God dang it.
We
I
one and the
fucking
same.
knew it.
Girl, I'm about to tell you that I myself am married to a Gemini. So, I mean, I understand what I understand.
We
So
fun.
we are very accustomed to falling in love with someone's mind because we are so craved for intellect. So if you're a dumbass, if you just got a big dick and you have nothing else going on for you but
I'm
a big
dry.
dick and a cute
Don't
face,
make me very dry.
I am not interested because I can get that anywhere. But if you got a big dick and you can fuck me with your mind, when are we gonna put this on? When we putting this on?
Like I
And
know
what
you're
do you
not
want
trying to
for
go
breakfast?
nowhere.
And do you have any allergies? Because I'm gonna make us a bomb ass breakfast. That's all I gotta say.
I'm just saying, like, let me know if you eat pork or no, because you know what I mean. Because that's how it be in my house. Because her house, she definitely indulges in the pork. In my house, it's like, look here, don't look for pork here. If that's what you about, you ain't gonna never find that motherfucker here. Never.
You know what?
Never.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have never gotten this before, or I haven't had it in a long time, but I've been getting eaten from the back lately a lot.
What is
Oh
up
my
with that?
God.
I heard some of the girls on one of my podcasts and my lives, and they were telling me about how the guys are starting to eat the girls from the back. So my advice to y'all: just keep your booties clean, okay?
Keep it.
That's my
You
advice.
gotta
I
definitely keep that.
mean,
Get up in there.
not only keep your booty clean for that, but just keep your booty clean in fucking general. Cause on a complete side note, my oldest daughter, she's an esthetician and she works for this sugaring place, and it's like she be telling me some horror stories of bitches that come up in there with not such clean situations, and baby, that is not good. Okay, because somebody's going to tell your business. No, excuse me. No. Excuse me, girlfriend.
Oh
Someone
my
is going
God,
to
no!
tell
You're not
your
gonna go to
business.
the. esthetician smelling like shit.
Yeah,
Girl, the stories that she be telling me. And it's like, no, that is not nice. You are not being nice. You better tip me first and foremost, go back somewhere and wipe that down.
It's
Because
a
I
whole
am not
nother level,
touching you
man.
until you clean that
You
area. I
that
said
name.
I am not touching you until you get all of that, player. You gotta get all of that. You gotta get all of that. Like,
If
what
I
the
was an
fuck?
esthetician, I would say, don't come up in here with no stinky cootie cat.
Child, you know what I'm saying? But as good customer service and you work for a company, you gotta say it in the nicest way, but at the same time, it's like, how nice can I say you need to clean that area before I start working? You need to clean the whole
I
area
think her
before
daughter said
you
it
think I'm
perfectly
gonna start
well.
working on
She
anything
said
on
it
you,
perfectly well.
child.
Like, I'll let you have some time to take care of that. I'll be back. She said it very
I'll be back.
gracefully like that. I
I,
like
I
that.
will be back. Here are some wipes. Here's some soap. Matter of fact, and I'll give you a whole 15 minutes to handle that. I'll give you 15 whole minutes to handle that. You know what I mean? And if you don't
I
if you don't handle it by the time I come back,
no,
best believe I'm gonna tell you about
I
it.
wouldn't do that. But if I were in a position where it was embarrassing, I would appreciate the diplomacy or what is it? Diplomacy.
Yeah.
Check, please. I would have.
Okay.
I would have checked before I got there. I would have been like, I would have double, triple checked. Had a mirror back there like this. Like, I want to make sure and see that everything is clean and ready. Because last thing I want is this chick to be talking about me. Excuse me. Talk about who? You ain't
I've
finna
been
talk
wanting
about
to
me,
get my
nobody.
I've been wanting to get my butthole bleached. I've heard a lot of gay guys do that, and I just
And
want to
porn
try
stars.
it. Yeah, I want to
But
try it one
why?
time. I don't because I want him to go back there one day. I mean,
Oh my God.
he's done that, but you know, just with a little shave or whatever. But I don't know. I just said that smooth, that smoothness, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the point of the bleaching. I thought the bleaching meant that you had a baby butthole or something. I don't know.
I,
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't
just to
even like
even it
the way that
out.
sound. I don't even like the way that sound. Bleaching anywhere near my boom boom or my butthole back there. No, no, no. I don't like that. That sound like somebody it's going to slip somewhere where I don't need it to be. No.
It's more like an aesthetic thing, I think, to even out the just the color back there. Because so for instance,
Right.
I used to be very self-conscious about my inner thighs being a different color than the rest of my skin. And Kai, you've been to the with me, I'm like 10 different colors. So it's like it I see the thing. I just think, okay, whoever is watching this, if you're ever considering doing anything like this, just make sure that you completely are comfortable with yourself with or without it. That's all I say. You can do whatever you want, but just love yourself regardless. And I love rubbing these discolored thighs on people's faces nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You can take all of it.
I'm just saying, don't worry about the pathway. Just know you're supposed to be at the goal. Just know you're supposed to be at the goal. You're supposed to be at
She's
the
stupid.
goal. You're supposed to be at
I
the
can't.
goal. I mean, for real, for real. No, yes, but no, girl. Shit. I think we definitely have covered a couple of topics. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to know,
Y-
like, what are your, what are your what are the main goals you want to have for yourself for yourself, your business? Because first and foremost, the way I see it, you clearly are really busy building projects and doing different businesses. So it sounds like you got a couple of
Get
streams
it,
of income.
queen.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's get that. Let's say a congratulations to that, because that's what's up. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, is the goal to build all these businesses so at one point we retire and all we doing is getting checks in the mail? Or are we doing the podcast because the podcast is something that eventually, once it gets big, we want to put all the focus on that? Like, what we trying to do?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of sad that TikTok went offline for those few hours. because I was researching something before it went dark. But I'm leaning more and more towards Switzerland right now. I want to move there.
Okay.
The weather is really good. They don't have all those dyes in the food like they do here in the United States.
Okay.
You're not allowed to drive a car unless you're under 65. Are you under? You have to be 65 or older, I think, or something like that. There's not a lot of there's not pollution in the air. And I have to think about this now that I'm older. I want to live longer. I don't want my days to be shorter. So if I could go somewhere where I could live longer, that's why a lot of people move from the East Coast and they'll move to Arizona because they have a better chance of longevity of life. And that's what I would like. So I've been thinking really hard about Switzerland. But if you're asking me, and then doing some, TikTok stuff where I could sell online or, be an influencer or something like that.
Nice.
As far as 2025, I'm going to continue building these Airbnbs for my clients. I'm going to continue to start the 2 businesses that me and my husband built together. Hopefully he'll want to come back and join me. I am going to revamp the Love Series podcast and bring on some new stories. I want to bring in some stories that have to deal with people going off the deep end and killing for love, stuff like that, only because I love me a good murder mystery. And I definitely love, what is it? What is the woman one? Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. But anyway, the one, where, they kill, I forgot, those women killers that they kill for love or they kill for men. I want to bring that on the Love Series.
Oh, nice.
Okay, now. And we would love to bring some
up.
freaky stories to the Love Series if you'd be interested.
I'd be down for it.
I think you're amazing, TK. I think you're going to be you're going to be not just fine, you're going to excel and you're going to do even, your reach is going to be so crazy. Excuse me. I would like to talk to you off scenes in terms of your Airbnb journey.
Yeah.
I have a interest in that. And I've only scratched the surface, so I want to actually set myself up to be really successful in that. And I think anybody who's watching that's interested for a consultation fee, Takesha will be happy to talk to you about that. Anything to build our sisters up. What do you do for work? I'm very curious. Or what are you doing for business there?
So I'll just start with what you're talking about, the Airbnb. So in the Airbnb, I know how to set them up. I know how to flip them. I know how to design them. I have a design team. I have a maintenance team. I have a cleaning team, and all of us work together collaboratively to make your Airbnb 100. Most of my Airbnbs are more than 60% occupied at any given day.
Awesome.
And if you have a house that's just sitting around and, maybe it's your winter home, but you want it to be lived in because you know that if a house is sitting and it's not being lived in and you're only using it maybe 6 months out of the year, that it will decline, it will go down. And so I can flip that house so that you're making money when you're not there. And then we could block it out when you are.
So you're pretty much doing what I wish I could do all these years.
Yeah. Well, I could definitely teach you. I'm okay with teaching people. I mean, each one teach one,
Yeah.
There's enough money out here for all of us.
Yes,
I have it. That is called Cactus Sun Realty, actually cactussunrealty.com. And then I have another business that me and my husband built together. I'm very proud of that. It's called Goat Cleaning. we've had a lot of stumbling blocks, but it's still standing and it's still doing well. So Alex, we did
Nice.
it.
Nice.
And it's called gocleaning.co. And then I built another company. It's called Pink Fleet Med. She's the newest of the babies. Pink Fleet Med is a medical carrier service. That's a brand new company out of Austin,
I know
Texas.
that's right.
Yeah.
You
And
doing
then
everything I want to do.
and then
That's what's up.
the last company that I have that I'm building this year is called Digital Baddies. Basically, it's just ebooks. It's ebooks about Airbnbs, how to save money, how to stay healthy, where to live. Just all of that stuff is ebooks.
Nice. And
Digital Baddies.
Incredible.
so who will be the writers behind these ebooks, or you have your own writers, or you got these ebooks that you already written and you'll be pushing them out?
I have some ebooks that I've already written, and I have
Nice.
to shout out to my chat GPT Chloe.
Nice.
Chloe helps me with all that. I name my chat GPT. I don't know about anybody else, but I thank her every day. Thank you so much, Chloe. But it's my ideals. Yeah, it's my ideals. It's my it's my collaboration, and then she puts her spin on it. Oh, maybe you should add this, or maybe you should add that. I have about 10 ebooks, and we're putting the website together.
Come on,
Nice.
yeah.
That's what's
Come
up.
on with it.
That's what we love to hear around here. Black girl rock, black girl succeeding. That's right. And we doing it all ourselves, and we a boss of our shit. Ain't nobody boss around here
Come on,
around
man.
us. No. We bossing of our shit. Yes, indeed. You know what I mean? And with all those businesses, I am sure you definitely keep busy. But at the same time, I know you make time for yourself to debrief. You know what I'm saying? To take time to self-love. You know what I'm saying? Get
As
your
you
nails
should.
done, hair done. You know what I'm saying?
I did get my
Toes
nails
done.
done not too
All
long
that
ago.
shit. That's what I'm saying. All that, girl, because all of that is part of self-love, and it's going, it's going to give you the energy to do everything that you do. You know what I mean? So we applaud that shit. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Definitely. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know what I mean? Just like I tell Ruby all the time, I'm gonna tell you the everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything absolutely happens for a reason. And the fact is, what you're building within yourself, what you're building around you, is going to gravitate, you know what I mean? Whatever you're doing for self-love, self-care, it's going to gravitate the person that needs to be, the right person for you. That the person that's going, you don't got to tell him what the fuck to do, because he already know what the fuck to do. You feel me? That person coming through, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
For both of us, girl.
exactly. So in this space, the main thing you should be concentrating on is is exactly what you're doing: building your businesses, building your self-care, building your self-love, and just love upon you, and just love upon you, and create
Inspiring.
the aura that's going to speak to that man, and he going to walk right up to you. So that, and as soon as he walks up to you, you're going to look him in his eyes. You're going to know exactly who he is and what he about. You know what I mean? You gonna know that's him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So don't waste your time with the fuckery. Don't even waste your time with the fuckery. Like, because the fuckery ain't about the fuckery is out here. The fuckery is out here. It's lying, it's cheating, it's doing all kind of fuck shit. But the real is gonna come around based on the aura and everything that you are building around you. You are building your businesses, you are building your self-love, self-care, and that's just gonna speak to that man. That man gonna walk right up to you, no doubt about it.
Yes, ma'am. I
Word.
have one more question for you, Keisha. How do you handle disappointment in a romantic setting and in a business setting?
I'm going to say something that is not accustomed to most Black women, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it. I have a therapist. In my therapy sessions, we talk about things that that put me back on track. I
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people think that taking a antidepressant or taking, when my husband did all that and said all that to me, it really, it cut me at my core, you know.
Word.
And I'm sure that there was things during the relationship that I said to him that cut him at his core. So then maybe this is my karma. I'm okay with that. I'll take that badge of honor and I'll run with it. But don't be scared to have a therapist or a counselor, somebody you could
Mm-hmm.
talk to that doesn't know anything about you, that could be completely objective to your situation and can give you good advice. And if you feel yourself teetering on that side of suicide, because I was there just 3 months ago, I was there.
Word.
I was that girl that was gonna jump off the bridge. I was
Oh,
literally, my husband, I was like, okay, well, fuck it. There, I'm 50. That was it. That was my last shot at happiness.
Wow.
And I just was gonna just say, fuck it, I'm out of here. I didn't care about the daughter. I didn't care about friends or family, because when God says that a husband takes you, he takes you and you two become one. So that's the way I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking. I'm like, I'm not nobody now. But don't be scared. Just know that there is somebody out there that you could talk to. Because I
Yeah.
know that we just passed that season of loneliness and we're coming up on it again with Valentine's Day. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so, just know that there's people out there that you could talk to, and don't be scared to talk about how you feel about disappointment in your therapy sessions. If you have somebody that you could talk to, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a friend or a best friend, then go to them. But to answer your question, I wanted to say that first because I felt like some people they don't have anybody and they're like, well, I don't have anybody.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
So I
thank
wanted to
you.
say that. I wanted to say that first. But the way that I handle disappointment now is I don't have too many expectations of people anymore. I
Word.
treat you,
Good
I
job.
treat you, I treat you like you're an idiot. I'm like, oh, well, they didn't know any better anyway. So now if I mean, I can't be, I, I know back in the day, I placed too much expectations on people, and that's what disappointed me. As a Gemini, our expectations is high for people,
Very much
but
so.
they disappoint us all the time. And I just said, no, I'm not doing it anymore.
I
I
had to do
just,
that too.
I don't have no expectations. I don't have any expectations of anything. You go in
Right.
with, you go in with it like as they come in with it. If they come in with that same energy, you meet them at that same energy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Holding
And
space.
definitely. And that's is definitely a great way to end the show, and definitely a great statement indeed. Yes, keep the same energy. Like at the end of the day, I'm developing myself to not take the fuckery. So if you about fuckery, slide somewhere else. Go play with your mother, go play with your father, but don't come play with me because I ain't playing with you. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah,
did.
and
Simple.
honestly, we like
Mhm.
have this whole like scenario of people. Like I think we're romantic. I've romanticized relationships where it's like they weren't even like joining me. I had this whole play
Mhm.
out. We was doing this and we was that, and that was just projected, all my projection. And so I
Wow.
really appreciate your words of wisdom, especially you, Kai, my partner in crime. We always rocking in these streets. And I just want to thank you, ladies, for being available today and for doing this, of course. Do
Of
we have
course.
any other, do either of you have any just little like a one gem that you can give to our listeners for this week that will make their lives a little more um I would say a little more smooth, a little smooth.
I was
I
gonna
would say,
say, I
oh,
was
go
gonna,
ahead.
I wanted to talk about something before you talked about the gems, really quick. There was somebody else in my realm that's kind of helped me with my journey of
Mm,
self-love and self-appreciation. And I know that some of the people out there are not going to agree with me on this, but that's okay. That's your journey. This is mine.
right.
But finding a good spiritual advisor and I mean like a psychic or someone who does tarot, I found has been so enlightening to me. And I know that, some people, they don't believe in it. It's okay. You
Right.
do you, boo, and I do me. But for
Exactly.
those of my girlies out there who are struggling through life, go find yourself a good tarot card reader out on TikTok. I have found so much peace and healing in that.
Oh, word. Okay. And that's what's up. I'm glad you mentioned that. And I definitely would say, especially like what you said before about, the sad time that just passed is really not even over yet, based on like you said, Valentine's Day is coming up, and the people that do celebrate that or have, been with someone that celebrates that type of, those type of holidays. Of course, those are the things that bring bad memories. And of course, you know what I mean? And especially in this now very sensitive society that we're in, where, you know what I mean, people literally do take people words on the internet and take that to heart, to the point where they do unalive themselves and go, go to a certain level just because of, internet connection or internet interaction. So just just pushing the idea of self-love and self-care in the type of society that we now live in, we definitely is something that we must mention, because the internet is not, it's not really catering to that. It's really catering to just being extreme and full of dramatics, and you know what I mean, and being clickbait and all that hot shit. And the idea of, just like you said, having a therapist is still looked at as, oh, you going to that person because you spending money with that person because you crazy or something like that. And it's like, it shouldn't have any type of negative connotation. If you want to, whatever road you take, like you said, whether it's you talk to your friend and they can actually be non-judgmental, or even just not even non-judgmental, but just even on the friend can actually see the what's going on, and give you honest and real advice, and whether, what I mean, not to hurt your feelings, but just to keep it real with you. Like, if you have somebody like that, then absolutely use that road. And if a therapist is what you need, use that road. If a tarot reader is what you need, then use that road. But at the end of the day, all of those people in each of those sections are trying to find a way to deal with themselves, to love themselves more, to understand themselves more, so that they can, handle whatever the hell the world is throwing at us. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, like you mentioned with TikTok shutting down, like, in my head, I didn't want to say it out loud, but in my head, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, it could be people out there really, for real, dead ass, thinking about unaliving themselves because TikTok is down, and they ain't, they ain't really give us no real date as to when it was going to come back up. There was all kind of fake stories about, it had an extension and this and that, and then when it went down, it was just like, it's just going down. We don't know what's going to happen. So, it had, I'm pretty sure it had people really losing themselves and just being too concentrated into, what is going on in social media. And the idea of, loving yourself, the idea of caring about yourself, and the idea of, facing your phone and telling everybody, no matter what the fuck they say out in your comments, to fuck themselves. I mean, that's what that type of idealism needs to be pushed more. And we here at Motherhood Sex Marijuana, we push that on the daily, because we love you. We love that you watch us, but baby, you're not gonna jump in our comments and tell us some bullshit about ourselves and make us feel some type of way. Oh no, the fuck you not. We will delete and
For the
block your
bird.
bitch ass. We will delete and block your bitch ass, because we don't got time for that. We don't. We'll report you, and on top of that too, we'll report you.
Like a
So yeah,
Karen.
cool. So, girl, keep doing what you're doing, and of course, you're always welcome on this podcast. From the minute you walk to our doors, you were a welcome queen amongst us. Anything going on with you, like if you ever do a live show or anything that you want to promote amongst your businesses or whatever, and definitely connect with Rue, because that was one of the things that she was definitely into when we lived in Seattle. Having an Airbnb, because at the end of the day, even though these hotels are back, people still love Airbnbs. You know what I mean? Airbnbs are still big all over the
Yeah,
world. So I
the point with
definitely
all of
want to
that
give
is
you a new
passive
connect over
income.
that.
It's passive income. It was just a way that I just felt like, especially after COVID, when people were
Mm-hmm.
mostly living in them, and then I was already doing apartment managing, I kind of like stumbled into it. And then it was just very instinctual, and then the math was mathing. However, there's a lot of mistakes that I made, especially not looking into the local rules. And what I mean by that is, even in your city or county, there might be some rules based on off of, what is it called, subletting. And so you need
Mm-hmm.
to find out what you can and get along
You can't.
away.
Uh,
I'm sorry, go
the
ahead.
gem the gem that I could give you is, if anybody else out here listening,
Mm-hmm.
I'm creating a conference or something that people can pay to come into, but it won't be like, some thousands of dollars, not even
Nice.
$100. But anyway, one thing that I could tell you about apartments and Airbnbs is you must have a corporate lease. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot do an
That's what I found
Airbnb.
out.
You cannot do an Airbnb under your
Mm-hmm.
apartment, because that is subletting, and subletting is illegal to most landlords.
Right.
Now, if you
Right.
have a corporate lease, which is under a business name,
Mm-hmm.
you can sublease because you are a business, and they have the
Right.
understanding that you're going to have multiple people coming in and out of that building. Or if you want to put it under your name, you could go to Airbnb. Here's your gem for all your viewers. You could go under
Mm-hmm.
airbnb.com, and you could look under their approved vendors, or I'm sorry, approved apartments. And those apartments will allow you to Airbnb your apartment under your name, but you are going to give them 25% of everything that you sell at that apartment.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. I like
Nice.
that. Yeah, those are beautiful. Those, and you know what? What might be available to do in Texas might not be available to do out here in Portland. So it's just
Right.
finding out those little pieces, right? But she just
Yeah.
gave, whoever's watching this, she just gave you like thousands of dollars and time and years of time. Believe me.
Oh, you have no idea
Exactly.
Yeah.
the number of
Exactly.
hours that me and my
Yes.
husband spent looking for information.
Figuring it out. And I love you for that, because it's like, you have to, if you can't explain a concept like you would to a child, I don't think you really understand it. And that's just
Right.
a general note. And so when you
Mm-hmm.
can give those nuggets, that's what's up. I'd say the gem that I would give to anybody watching this for the week
Oh,
is,
yeah.
our prisons can be our minds can be a prison. It can be a prison, it can be your paradise, just depending on what you're gonna
Word.
do. And so bad shit is gonna happen to all of us, like join the club. But what's not gonna happen is that the adversary is not gonna win over us and our purpose. And so I think by being totally purpose driven, there's gonna be some room for wiggle, but I promise you're gonna be fine as long as you stick to that purpose that you created for yourself. And
Exactly.
even though people are booed up, boo, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing just fine. But it's like, don't put your value in what people have, because that's just how it is. And so just be gentle with yourself. That's all I'm saying. Those are my gems for the people.
And those are great gems, Rue. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Absolutely. And thank you, Keisha, for being on
Oh,
this show. Absolutely. Because, you know what I mean? That those Airbnb, notes are were great gems. And
well,
of course, we got your
well,
email. So Ruby definitely knows how to contact you in order to get some more information and get some
And
more
I want to
knowledge.
join that. I want to, join that group chat as well, or the conference where you're gonna
I
get. I'll
do.
get the.
I do have a gem. That wasn't my gem. That was for Ruby.
Oh, okay.
That was just for Ruby. I have something that I want to say as a gem. This is a true gem for your
Nice.
subscribers. Um, when my husband left me, I became homeless. Okay, I
Wow.
became homeless, and I still to this day have not found my permanent space. But I haven't been without a place to stay. I guess that would be the best way to say that.
Right.
Um, what I want to say going into this week for you guys, that even though your situation may look grim, there's always a silver lining. Make sure that you're praying your prayers of Psalms. You
Word.
know that Psalms is a very, like, that stuff is real. First of all, I'll leave it at that. But
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you are investing in yourself and
Mm-hmm.
taking, even though everything is going to fucking shit, like complete shit. And I was like, oh my God, I'm homeless. I don't know how I'm gonna eat. I'm living in my car. What am I gonna do? I had maybe $500 in my bank account. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get my fucking nails done today, and I'm gonna binge watch The Young and Restless. And that's exactly what the hell I did. And let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Just because your situation is bad doesn't mean that you have to continue that path. You have the
Okay.
right energy to change your situation. If you change your mindset, whatever you're thinking in here, you're going to hold it right here. That's my gem.
Exactly. And my girl Pampute, I don't know if you ever heard of Pampute. She's a reggae superstar. But my girl Pampute said, I might have worry and stress, but me not look like worry and stress. Exactly. And on that
Nobody will
note,
never know. All
what?
those podcasts I did, you saw all those podcasts where I was in a car? I was living in
Mm-hmm.
my car.
Wow, Queen, you are so
Girl, but at
fucking
the end of the day,
inspirational. Keep it up.
you said, you didn't have a permanent place to stay, but
You're
you damn sure had
inspiring.
some place to stay, and that is inspiring alone. You
That's
know what
some
I mean?
champion shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not for the weak.
Championship.
You can't be weak doing
Exactly.
that shit. What you talking about?
No, it was tough.
Exactly.
It was a lot of nights I fell asleep, and I fell asleep looking at my husband's picture, and it was tough for me because I know I screwed up as a wife, but I didn't screw up that bad. But I screwed up enough for him being the type of man that he is. I definitely should have worshiped him more. But now I don't worship anybody but God. There is no other idols.
Yourself.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, if he was about that life, he would have made sure you was okay before you walked out. The fuck, man, shit, fuck him.
You
And
probably
This
did
is
it.
funny.
let's
You
just leave
tend
it
to do it.
on
You're
that.
still
Fuck
doing
him.
it.
You know what I mean? But yes, on that note, motherhood, sex,
Sex
marijuana, and the
marijuana, the
motherfucking
motherfucking building.
building. TK the
TK.
Love Series podcast. Yes, indeed. Her information will be in the description. You
Thank
hit
you
her up.
so
You definitely
much.
check her out on TikTok because TikTok is back, motherfuckers. So yes, let's
You're
get back
I'm
on TikTok
actually
and tell them niggas. And yes,
I'm,
don't be trying to take this shit ever again. Don't ever try to
I'm,
take this shit ever again.
I'm actually after I get off of here, I'm gonna be jumping on TikTok, and I'm gonna be going live, so you guys can hang out with me for a little bit longer.
Awesome. Sounds good. Shout out to
Okay,
TikTok. Y'all some crazy.
definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely be listening to you while doing the edit of this video, because I'm the one that does the edit to the video. So yes, ladies, thank you so much. Have a good night. I appreciate you, and definitely check out Motherhood Sex Marijuana on YouTube. Subscribe, like, spread the word, tell a friend, get our merch, all that.
Cash
Yes,
App all of
indeed.
us. We all
And
need
look
money.
out for season 8 in the gate. And definitely check out the Love Series podcast. And on that note, we out of here, people.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye night. Good night, everybody. Love you all.